special teams, not the greatest. The reason why they lost to Holland in that game, the reason why they're not hosting the playoff game, was they gave up a field goal that went wide, and the guy went 110 yards the other way.
Auburn's gonna win the football game.
Yeah, that's how like their special teams are just not that great. So I mean, we're gonna probably see lower runs, 20-25 run back on kickoffs, missed field goals. I also find their offensive line's not that strong either, because there's a lot of guys that are always just having to rush the throws. It's like, and the front four is solid, so I mean, As you see, the Dalhousie Tigers have made their way on to Wickwire Field. This is the 2025 AFL Championship on Maritime Athletic Profiles presented by Scotiabank. As we say, good evening, everybody. Dan Hobson. We are alongside with Ethan Greenham. Basically, Tigers coming off a bye. And for UNB, they had that game versus the Holland College Hurricanes. They had to come from behind, but it took a Roselle touchdown to get them here to your final. Your thoughts here on this one?
Yeah, absolutely. Dalhousie, we called the final game of the season here against St. John, and they ended up taking that one pretty dominantly. And what was scheduled to be their semifinal matchup ended up just being a bye due to the forfeit from St. John. So one thing to mention about Dalhousie coming into this game versus New Brunswick is New Brunswick has faced some adversity in the past weeks, right? But Dalhousie, even in their past game against St. John and then having a bye, it's been a while since they've had a challenge. So it'll be interesting to see what they'll be able to do against the University of New Brunswick today.
Well, it's always good to have that week bye to, if you have any injuries, to some stars to get that rest. But also the rust comes into a little bit of a factor. Like this is be their first game in about a couple of weeks, so you'll probably be interested to see how well they get off to that good start. One of the things that, of course, for the Dalhousie Tigers has been good has been their running game, and when you get to this time of year, the weather gets to be a factor, so the running game is going to be big with Kwong and Hines here, so a lot of things that have gone underneath the radar with this team here for the Dalhousie Tigers. Their offensive line of Graham, Roberts, Johnson, Aslanov, Shabama, Uma, they have done fantastic at getting the pass protection that their quarterbacks need and also getting the running lane. So this is where I think is going to be where the game is going to be won, is that offensive line. Can Brown, Sharp, Gebauer, and Wall get there and force some pressure there into the backfield of Dalhousie?
Yeah, we'll have to see, and obviously that was mentioned quite a bit in our last broadcast together. It is going to be the key point in this matchup, and covered previous matchup of football today, so knowing just how the weather has been, it is most likely going to be a run game with the wind and the cold today.
Yes, it's usually you get this time of year, the weather is a factor. Field pretty dry. We've had a chance to take a look at it at field level, so there's not a slick field conditions. We'll send it down to Rick Rivers there for the pregame introductions.
True patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you, Paisley.
Well, you had mentioned about the wind just before we took it down the field level, and there is basically a story that's going to be in this one. It's we'll see how the coin toss is went and who will have the wind in their favor here for this first quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. About to find out in just a moment this championship game.
Referee will be Francis Couture. We'll hear from him a little bit later on the first penalty of the game for sure. These teams, no familiar here, no stranger here to the Moose Head Cup. That is what they are battling for. Dalhousie have been champions 2016, 2018, 2021, 2022, and 2024, trying to go for their second straight. UNB, last time they won it was 2023, and they won it in 2017 and 2019. 2019 was the last time that both of these teams were not in the Moosehead Cup final. UNB defeated Holland that year, and of course 2020 was the COVID year.
So now, gonna find out if UNB can start to bring back the last 4 years, as you just mentioned moments ago. Dalhousie in the last 4 years up 3-1 in this repeated championship series.
Dom Hall set to return here for the UNB Red Bombers. Fields it right about the 10-yard line, up to the 15, met with a bunch of tacklers there, close to the 20-yard line.
Nice job by Kieran McCabe to get in there, number 58, for the Tigers to start this game on the first return for the Reds. Get another look at that on the replay. Second his hands. Were able to get there on Hall. He wasn't able to move.
And this is what I said, this is going to be where it could be won and lost here today as we take a look at Mitch Shaw, Spencer Dean, Logan Bell, Aaron Olafson, and Luke Miles LeBlanc, that offensive line, and they're going to try to protect Jonah Rollins, who is finishing his AFL career here today. Shotgun formation, first pass is caught.
Nice start there for Rollins in his final AFL game, a completion along the right side. RPO look.
Jace Taylor, now this is pretty much how UNB started their game against Holland last week. It was Taylor that got the first reception, sort of on the same similar play that we just seen there.
Yeah, they certainly have their first drive written out in stone.
Wobbled there by Rollins, and he's smothered there. As I said, this is going to be a big battle there as David Arvalo, the linebacker, having a great year in on the tackle.
And the early struggles here for New Brunswick. 3 defenders make that 4 able to get there.
Almost puts that right back to the original line of scrimmage. Punt is up, and he has the wind that's going to help him, but it's going to go out of bounds, and that's really not a bad play. One of the things that has sort of hurt UNB has been special teams this year. They've been giving up the big returns, and we have seen Ethan Lord here with some big returns in the past here at Wickwire Field. So basically try to make him not a factor, kick it out of bounds, and would be probably a really good plan as we take a look at the Tigers offense.
Yeah, the film room for special teams has certainly been working for the Reds. We'll see what their defense has. So there's a carry there.
That was Kwong as he gets it into UNB Red Bomber territory. Pretty much the same similar offensive lineup here for the Tigers this year, or tonight.
And we'll see how much they split that running back room tonight in the championship game between Caden Kwong and Brennan Hines. Keeping Kwong out there for the second play, and they'll just give it right back to him.
Yeah, right back. Got to the outside. And he has it right to the 40-yard line.
That's a fantastic start for the Tigers offense. Just 2 rushes, and they've already moved into great field position on this first drive.
Linebacker Ethan Ray with the tackle. Pass caught there. Ethan Lord, not much of a gain there. It was just a sort of fake and spun it around, but Lord with a little bit of his first reception of the day.
And we get another look at that screen pass for Ethan Lord, but blocking just wasn't there. Langell able to make the tackle for the Reds.
Be a second And the pass off the fingertips of Blake Langell and incomplete, as he was hoping maybe to try to come up with the first turnover of the game, but he couldn't squeeze the pigskin.
A second look at that play. Caden Coughlin was put right in his hands of the 2 defenders.
And they're going to go for it here on a 3rd and 7. Actually, it's going to be punted there by Masner. My apologies. Going to be picked up right there from the close to their own end zone. And nothing there that time there for Nick Parker. Also another player.
Yeah, number 84, Nick Parker. He took that carry there for the Reds.
Nick
As you
Parker
just mentioned, nothing able to get going.
Well, Nick Parker, he's sort of like a really big special player here for the UNB Red Bombers. Not only can he receive, but sometimes you'll see on short yardage, he'll also do some running back work as well. So, first penalty of the game. Goes against the Tigers, so move the ball up. So sort of good field position here for the UNB Red Bombers.
Definitely better than the position you're in a moment ago. Never a bad thing to move forward in a football game.
Yep, they'll move this up to the 24-yard line. Will be 1st and 10. As I said, Jonah Rollins in his last game in the AFL, they had the big special graduating player ceremonies last week. And they'll swing this out to McDowell.
I like the toss play call on 1st down from the Reds. Unexpected sometimes to start a drive, as it is a play that can result in a loss of yards, but when it is successful, it is one of the most beautiful. Nice blocking there along the left side, as you saw the carry from Jake Roselle.
Yeah, it was Jake Roselle. My apologies on that. He had, as I said, the game-winning touchdown last week that allowed the Bombers to get the win. It was the eventual touchdown. Second, long distance, and they go for Nick Parker. Or actually, my apologies, Remy Lard. And that's incomplete.
The coverage there from Matt Irvin on the Tigers. Huge defense play there for Dalhousie. Able to bring up 3rd down for the Reds.
For the Reds, this is their 2nd 2 and out. Egger on to punt here for the Red Bombers from his 9-yard line. Good end-over-end kick. Fielded by Lord right around the 50. Up to midfield, into UNB territory. There's a lane for Lord. He's got one man to beat. Blows by. Lord in for the touchdown, Tigers.
Oh my goodness, and just as you mentioned before, Ethan Lord was going to be a problem for the Reds in special teams. What a job by Dalhousie. Have to get another look at that. See how many defenders he was able to get around.
But look, just like basically with the blow by, then the midfield, and then that lane opened up. And if I said there's any Achilles heel here for UNB, it's been special teams, and it just comes to roost early. Masner with the convert to make it 7-0, and
now Reds
63-yard punt return touchdown there for Lord.
Yeah, beautiful job by Ethan Lord making his impact after he only had one play so far with the ball, and that was just a short screen pass along the right side.
Now, one of the things that
that the Red Bombers wanted to do really was to try to get going early. They got here about 5 o'clock for the game here today, so you have those little bus legs because it's a nice journey, like about maybe 5 to 6 hour journey going from Fredericton to here. Not the start they would like.
Yeah, definitely.
Dom Hall with
there.
difficulty. Bounced that one right off the shoulder pads and luckily bounced on it here as we take a look at the Scotiabank replay.
And another look at Dom Hall there. He was able to recover his own mistake, but just half a second away from a Dalhousie turnover.
It's almost pretty much where they started here. This is their third possession, two and outs. 1st and 10 for their 25. Hand off to Roselle. Up the gut, carried a couple of would-be tacklers there for the Tigers, and will be enough to move the sticks for a first down.
And that's important for the confidence of the Reds to be able to get first downs in this game, as they were going 3 and out and they had the punt return touchdown just scored on them moments ago.
Good for 13 yards. And he had a little bit of a tough battle versus the Holland College Hurricanes last week in the semifinal getting going. Rollins, lots of time, airs it out, and pass interference.
Yeah, that flag is going to come up against Connor Strample there for the Tigers. Clear as day call for the referees in this one. That'll be another first down for the Reds. You see the spiral fly through the air there as the contact was made.
Well, so of course that will move the ball down for the first time into Tigers territory here for the Red Bombers.
Tigers penalized 15 yards for pass interference.
Breaks it to the Tigers 52, will be 1st and 10.
First down Reds on their 52.
From their 52. One person in the backfield, screen pass, and that's incomplete. They were looking for Sam Rice as it goes right through his fingertips.
Yeah, and they certainly have not been afraid to use Jonah Rollins in his final game here for the Reds and in the league. But incomplete pass there on first down, and now 2nd and 10 coming up at midfield. And when you finally starting to get some movement on a drive, plays like this are so important.
Fakes the handoff, and there's the Tigers in the backfield, and there's a flag down, and that pass is caught. Remy Laird, but there's a fumble on the play. Tigers saying they got it, and
it looks like Strample's got it. Connor Strample.
Well, flag came in the backfield. Most often that's going to be a holding call. So if it is Tigers' ball, they'll decline it. And they will. Remy Lard there, as you see, did catch it, made a football move, so that classifies it as a fumble.
Amazing tackle from Egbana to be able to pop the ball out. First down, Tigers.
And once again, they go to the ground. Gabe Kwong, the ball carrier.
That's just the greatness of Caden Kwong in this one. And right side of the offensive line for the Tigers. Great job on that first down play, able to bring up another one.
Tigers going to be penalized as they're a flag down for holding. look at Caden Kwong, and yeah, like, not really surprised that he was the leading rusher and scorer there, because this was a really big, like there's offensive weapons, like we've talked about Lord and McDonald. And
Brennan Hines as well.
Yeah, we got back to the outside. Kwong makes a couple of moves, a little stiff arm, back down into UNB territory, brought down at the UNB 49. And he's pumped.
Yeah, and you see the emotion on Caden Kwong's face. He's been the one getting all the touches, none for Hines so far in this game. Great blocking from the offensive line again. The stiff arm has found some success on that spot of the field, whether it's come from the offense or the special teams for the Tigers.
Gebauer failed that. Kwong, flag down. Well, this may be holding going against the Tigers. We'll wait to see what Francis Couture has to say.
Tackle made by Cisco. Flag on the play. No flag.
Well,
No
it's been
flag.
picked up, so no flag.
So Caden Kwong, another strong run from him, and it looked like at the start of that he was met behind the line of scrimmage by Reds defenders, but he was still able to get positive. And you see Ethan Lord there.
Yeah, he had that 60. I said 63, but they have a statistician 60-yard return. Kwong with a stiff arm again, trying to get to that first down marker, and brought down out of bounds just shy of the mark. And another flag down. And this one's going against the Tigers, holding.
And just like that game against St. John, their offensive line, it always looks like it's finding success, but lots of holding calls coming up against them, and the Reds need to start using that to their advantage.
This was like sort of like the way that the Tigers started their game against St. John that we had on the last week of the regular season. They took a lot of holding penalties early in the first quarter, and it seems to be coming to fruition once again. Up by 7. 2nd and 20. Anderson. Nothing. Tries to go up the gut. Gonna go. And he's brought down, and getting in there, one of the would-be tacklers was Josiah Cisco. Got there to close out the opportunity for Anderson to go for a run.
We'll see Anderson's run one more time.
Also, Liam Brown also in on the tackle, too.
He was able to track down from backfield there. It's plays like that, able to keep the Reds in this game. 3rd down and 10 coming up. Punt team out.
They're not going to go to Dom Hall this time. Parker waiting for it. Picks it up. Gets to the out of bounds marker. If there's something that maybe that definitely the coaching staff of the UNB Red Bombers concerned about the play of Nick Parker is sometimes a little bit undisciplined. Took a couple of unnecessary roughness penalties in the first half of that game versus Holland last week. So
Yeah, Parker's certainly a player not afraid to use his emotion, but needs to be able to use it for good here. The Reds want to tie this game up.
1st and 10 from the 25. Roselle, nothing really much there.
And you see the excitement from Sam Martin there after getting in on the tackle for the Tigers.
Gain of maybe 1.
Him and Aravelo. That's the 1-2 punch of linebackers there that have been working hard for the Tigers, Martin and Aravelo.
Oh, looks like they were trying to bring the heat here to Rollins and the Red Bombers, 2nd and 9. Getting out of the pocket, run it to the outside, pass complete. And getting his hands on that was Logan Box. But I'm not sure. Well, sure enough, it will not be enough to get the first down as they're going to come up shy.
And that catch couldn't have even been made without that pre-snap read by Jonah Rollins. They baited out the Tigers defense, trying to get them to go offside, and then they were able to roll to the right side and just pass it off to Logan Box.
Strampo McCarthy on the tackle, so another 2 and out, 4 possessions here for UNB and 3 2 and outs.
You saw Logan Stevens there just moments ago, one of the best defensive players in the AFL, Dalhousie Tiger.
Lord gets it, and they were trying to angle that out of bounds, and it took a friendly Tigers hop, stayed in play, but Lord got it up back to midfield stripe. They're going to mark him down by the 50. So really good field position here for the Dalhousie Tigers. Just under 5 left to go here in the first. Shotgun formation for Anderson. It's a handoff there. This one going to Hines. And into Red Bombers territory. It's actually Kwong, my apologies.
Yeah, has just been the 1-2 punch of Anderson and Kwong so far in this game, with a little mix-up of Ethan Lord. He was the touchdown scorer, but hasn't been the guy on the actual offense so far in this one.
Kwong again. Got 6 on the first time. And he's going to be... Yep, they'll get the first down as he got another 6 yards. He had 6 that previous time, so add another 12 there. So he's getting up there close to the 64 yards so far in 7 carries.
Couldn't ask for a better start out of your running back, Caden Kwong.
First and 10 from the 49. Kwong again. Well, the lanes weren't there that time as he cut right back into the middle, and there was a lot of red and white, black jerseys in the process. Well, Josiah Cisco. Not much there.
Yeah, it's starting to get a bit predictable for the University of New Brunswick. When you see Kwong lining up in the backfield, you most likely know the call. And with that, look, they got Brennan Hines out there now instead of Kwong handing it to him.
And Hines. Well, that'd be enough to move the sticks. It's looking at the line judge, just gets enough. Gets the 5 and the first down. So Hines has his first touch, 5 yards and a first down for him. You know, this is the thing, is that all of a sudden if Kwong's not going to do it, Hines is going to do it. You know, that just gives another different look there for UNB to have to contend with.
Yeah, absolutely another problem. And they kept Hines out there. This time a pass play sent to the left side. That one.
Matt Lawton there with the catch.
So Dow moving the ball really strong, but just going back to the Hines-Kwong points. And it's so hard to be able to stop an elusive back like Caden Kwong, and then our big power back like Brennan Hines reminds you of the boys over in Detroit, Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery. Similar play style between the two of them.
Nothing there, and a shoestring tackle. I believe it was Liam Brown there for the UNB Red Bombers that was just right in the backfield just as soon as Hines got the ball. So, be an interesting decision here for Freddie Diab. What's he going to do in terms of because we were looking at, I was seeing some of the warm-up here, and Masner was hitting pretty good from 50 today. So, but they're going to punt here because he was doing that with the wind. He's kicking in the wind, and he's standing right about at the 50-yard line. So he's hoping to pin, boy. That's off the side of the foot, and that wind, very tricky.
We'll see if the wind actually will affect their decisions with kicking field goals later on in this game. And we are getting to the end of the first quarter, so we could be coming up on a situation like that pretty soon.
Seen a lot of like similarities of like for the UNB Red Bombers, their game versus Holland. Off to a slow start. They're one of those teams that they will do this, and then the third quarter they took off. So don't ever count them out, even after this start here in the first quarter. Rollins, pass complete. Parker, Nick Parker.
He got that one on the left side of the field.
And it's a first down, so that was really big to try to stop this 2 and out. So
Check
UNB
that right
Reds
side.
try. Sorry,
It was the right side of the field, just checking myself on that.
Rollins. Now is going to try to call his own number. Tried to go right up the middle. Nothing there. These ties have been great. Steves and Collins, 90 and 94 for the Tigers right there. Almost practically in the backfield as soon as Rollins got the ball. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Hello.
Yeah, right away, everybody able to get past their men. Cam Grover, the linebacker, also getting into there as well for the Tigers. So 3 people able to put on pressure on Rollins.
Rollins gonna air it out. Underthrown and incomplete as it goes through the hands of Jace Taylor.
What a chance for Jace Taylor. And they've been asking Jonah Rollins to air out this ball quite a bit in the first quarter, as that was the last play of the second quarter coming up. And tough break for Jace Taylor. Was right in his fingertips on that play. Get another look up close. Such a close chance, and great throw there from Rollins to even be able to get it to Jace Taylor. You know, not to forget, he was in double coverage on that play. So what a chance for the Reds.
Well,
just not able to capitalize.
There's like a couple of players that you're probably going to see double coverage, and Taylor's one of them. Of course, Parker the other. And I'm not sure maybe if we looked at the slow motion, if Egbuna got maybe just a tip of the finger on it there that might have stopped it. So, as you said, the first quarter's come to an end, and Lord with that 60-yard punt return.
It's got to scare you if you're the Reds, and who else would Dalhousie send back there but Ethan Lord, and they'll elect to just take the safety instead of giving it to him. That shows how good they think Ethan Lord is, and that's a gutsy call for UNB. You know, that makes that a 2-possession game for the Tigers, and this just isn't a regular season game. This is the championship, so with it being that close, Reds obviously show that they don't trust their defense from there, and they don't certainly trust their special teams against Ethan Lord.
Yeah, McCardle had a pretty good week in terms against the Red Bombers in their game in Fredericton last week, getting some good returns. And as the commentators there said, if there's anything that is an Achilles heel here for the Red Bombers, it's their special teams, and that's been basically so far the difference in this game so far. We take a look at Kwong with the ball carry.
Yet to see more than two players in the backfield for the Tigers. And in their last matchup against St. John, there was multiple times they had 3 flag on the play there.
This, yeah, it's going to be procedure, so this will go back 5.
So they'll repeat first down here after the Tiger procedure penalty.
They had a rugby game here earlier with St. FX and the University of Kings Blue Devils, and the referee was very vocal because we could practically hear him right across the street at Dalplex. So, basically, Francis Couture could possibly still have those type of lungs too. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah,
but that was definitely a procedure for him. So it makes it 2nd and 15, and it's overthrown. Looking for Ethan Mason.
Yeah, both of the Ethans on the Tigers now getting targets after that one to Mason, but just couldn't connect as it was thrown along the right side. Would have been a first down. The punt team will come out for Dalhousie now.
Nick Parker, lone man back here for the UNB Red Bombers. He's at the 45, waiting for the Liam Masner kick. This time he will be in the wind, so we'll see if that will definitely be a factor. Good kick. Takes a Tiger bounce, picked up by Parker.
Parker just hasn't been able to get anything going on those returns so far, and Nick Parker is the one who took the carry, but tackle actually made by, I believe it was Max Parker for the Tigers. Yes, it was, number 15.
Yeah, the defensive line and linebacker, so he's can basically do a very added thing here for Freddie Diab to throw him back as defensive back to maybe have 6 defensive backs if they choose to on those when they think it's going to be passing down. So the Rollins offense back on the field for the Red Bombers. 1st and 10. Lots of protection. Sees a lane, takes off, trying to run for the sticks, does the little dive, will get 7.
An interesting slide there from Jonah Rollins, but able to still gain some yards on first down, bringing up a shorter second. And right away didn't like his look on the left side, decided to take off. Didn't want to risk making contact there with Matt Irvin.
Yeah. 2nd and a short 3. Shotgun formation. Hand off to Roselle. Up the gut. Will it be enough? No. Nothing there. So almost right back where they started from. This time 3rd down and 4.
Not the play you want to see on 2nd down if you're the Reds, for sure.
Well, it's hard when you're just standing still and then all of a sudden the snap goes to the quarterback and you're there and you have to just start. You don't have that running start.
Yeah, absolutely. So another punt coming up.
Egger, who's been busy. This time, Lord at the 50 is going to be tacked 5 yards on for the no yards. So this will take it into the Red Bombers territory on the penalty.
And you do get a penalty against Lord there, but
you just read my mind, yeah.
With how good he has been, I think you take that penalty every day rather than him running it through your team back for a touchdown.
So instead of being 5, they're going to do the 15. So
maybe not the best decision to take that penalty anymore.
15-yarder for no yards.
It's a great field position for Dal after that.
Kwong. Oh, a nice little ankle tackle of
Kwong on the carry.
Logan Bell.
Killam in on the tackle.
There's the handoff, and there you see it, and that's just great work. It's like he was like just. It was actually Jared Killam, my apologies, but Killam was actually sort of like a substitute player midway through the season here for the UNB Reds, but getting into the game now. There's the fake. And they air it out to the outside. McDonald tiptoes, and that's enough for a first down on a flex.
Connor McDonald had everybody faked out on that play. Play action. Beautiful throw there from Jonas Anderson, and the switch from Anderson from Gabriele mid-season has certainly panned out for the Tigers.
We have a penalty, so maybe off the board. Going
wow.
against the Tigers, so all for naught. So take it to just shy of the midfield stripe, so it's about.
Which is a 15-yard penalty.
So the call there, offensive
Second down
pass
Tigers.
interference. 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, they'll give it to Kwong, and he'll be just shy of the 50, maybe brought down by the 52 for just about a gain of 3. And
Nowhere near getting the first there as they bring up third. No risks of turnovers was the decision on second down for the Tigers. You know, Reds most likely in a passing defense with how long that was as well. Didn't want to risk giving up the interception.
Dom Taylor. Back to receive this kick from Masner. Parker also up there, and really nothing much there. And Tigers got down the field. They're pretty good, and they basically stayed out of the 5-yard area, so you couldn't really cover this any better if you tried.
Yeah, it's been tough for Nick Parker to get anything going on a kick return, but you can't even blame Parker himself. It's just hasn't been able to get the blocks from his teammates to start the return. And you mentioned previously that Parker is a guy that sometimes does let his emotions get to him, and you've seen a little bit of anger coming from him after that play.
Less than 11 minutes to go till halftime. 1st and 10. Red Bombers. Rollins. And pass caught there. Jace Taylor, nothing much there.
And Taylor was able to bring in the reception, but Julian McCarty, the defensive back for the Tigers.
Yeah, right there, closing the door.
The second he saw the catch, he was able to shut off his block from Sam Rice.
So I'll have to wait to see if that play stands. There's a flag down, and it's going, they're marching up the field, so it's going against the Tigers, so that will be a first down as a result. Pass interference, of course.
First down Reds on their 40-yard line.
1st and 10 from the 40. A little bit of a low snap, but Roselle hands it off the handoff there from Rollins.
Roselle, the ball carrier.
Great work there by the quarterback Rollins. That was kind of a low snap, but he worked with it.
Martin
And
in
Jake
on the
Rizal,
tackle.
you see the height difference
Gain of 4.
between him and the
Second
rest of
and
his
6
teammates. Small, elusive running back. You need to be able to create the holes from him. Can't expect him to be able to excel in a situation like that.
So it's a 2nd and 7. That ball actually hit the turf as a broken play, and Rollins just tried to get rid of it. Incomplete. He was trying to look for Nick Parker, but that almost had disaster written all over it.
3rd down.
So Spencer Dean, he's able to get the blocks, but as a previous center myself, sometimes it's so hard to be able to focus on the big defender running at you at full speed and as well get a perfect snap that you just get too focused on one of them, you might be messing up the other.
High snap this time for Ager. He's just got to put it way high. Short kick. Really short kick. Almost went right back to the original line of scrimmage. It went that high and bounced right back. So big mistake here by UNB, and Tigers are going to benefit there with good field position.
Yeah, and Ethan Lord has certainly seen every type of return possible come his way.
As you saw the
Staying out of
yardstick there.
bounds, yeah.
Sorry, didn't mean to do
Out
that.
of bounds, he had the touchdown. He's had some short stuff. So, but yeah, you saw right by the stick as you just mentioned.
Anderson, oh, right there, the pass picked off by Garrigan. Garrigan still rumbling and bumbling. Quan trying to bring him down. It's looking more like rugby right now as he was carrying Kwong as Anderson gives a gift there to Garrigan.
Nicholas Garrigan, a play he is never going to forget in this championship game. Anderson
1st down.
looking for a short pass to Kwong and able to break away. And you see the blocking attempts there from the Reds so close. Maybe if Langell was able to just get that one, could have taken it all the way, but moving into great field position now after a fantastic play from the Reds.
Well, I'm sure that the offensive coordinators there for Dalhousie were just going to basically say to Anderson he was basically throwing across the grain. If you're throwing across the grain, that leads to that type of possibility, and then we're going back foot as the pass. So we get back to live play, incomplete as they're looking for Logan Box. That's definitely a play that Anderson would really love to have back.
That's something they have been struggling with, just getting those first down throws to be completed. We'll see what Rollins can do here.
They're sitting at about, I think they're 4th or 5th in terms of possible 2-and-outs. They don't want to get another one, but it's a 2nd and long situation. 2nd and 10. Rollins, pocket closing. He sees a lane. Rollins there. A shoestring tackle there by Sam Martin. Boy, he's looked good early.
Yeah, what a job by Martin.
Now, a lot
The
of these
linebacker there, he's been playing almost a QB spy type of role in this one. Just every movement that Rollins takes, he's trying to be 2 steps ahead of him to make that tackle.
Well, they're going to go for it here. 3rd and 7. Lots of room. Ball up. Pass incomplete. His feet got tangled up there with McBunner, the receiver there for the UNB Red Bombers, but pass was well off the mark, and they've turned it over on downs.
Tough decision for the Reds there, but a very surprising one with how they weren't able to even really come close to converting on those first 2 plays, deciding to go for it. And they had the free 3 points there. And the chance to make it a 1-possession game, but now got to walk away with that drive. Still scoreless, and going to need to produce 2 scoring drives to be back in this one.
Very kind of surprising offensive start for UNB. As I said, they got most of their points in the third quarter in their game against Holland, but the teams combined for 79 points in that semifinal. As we go back to the ground game, Kwong again.
No surprise, Caden Kwong getting the ball quite a bit in this one, and they've been loving running the plays along the right tackle.
He's getting close to 100 yards so far in this game here, Kwong. Lone person in the backfield is Kwong here on the first attempt. Gets the handoff, play blown down, so this will be a procedure. Back it up 5.
The penalties racking up for the Tigers, and you know they do have the lead, but they've been doing a lot of things that just leave the lane very open for the University of New Brunswick.
5-yard penalty as Francis Couture said. That makes it 1st and 15. Just under 6.5 left here to the first half. The Moosehead Cup. Here are Maritime Athletic Profiles presented by Prodigy Sport. Keep it social. McCarthy's Roofing as the pass is incomplete, and he had a lot of room if he was able to come up with it. Ethan Lord.
Yeah, he's been a superstar for the Tigers, but not able to bring in that one.
Well, you and I have done a lot of Dow Tigers games, and so far, this was probably for the opposition the best, you know, terms of time of possession. Almost, pretty much, maybe a slight advantage for like Dalhousie, but not slanted and heavily tilted as it was for the games versus Holland and St. John.
Yeah, New Brunswick is definitely in this game. Far from over.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't even started the second half of competition, and we still have over 5.5 minutes to play. And you know how it goes in football. Once you hit that 3-minute warning, that's almost like another quarter.
That's almost, yeah, as you said, another quarter. It takes us 35 minutes to play that last 3 minutes. And you saw a little page of the playbook there because Dom Hall has also been a dangerous returner here for the UNB Red Bombers for the season, and they just angled it out of bounds, so no return. From the 53, 1st and 10. Rollins, pass caught. Remillard.
Justin Remillard able to bring that in, and that's the type of play the Reds need. They need to be successful on first down, especially in the pass game, because it's been what they like to do so much.
Well, what they're doing is okay, they're staying out of those 2nd and 10, 2nd and long situations. This one is 2nd and 4. It's a manageable 4. Roselle at the backfield. Fake. Rollins, pass. Caught. And a flag to boot is Remillard had it, but is it going offense? Is it going defense? Francis Couture will tell us here in a second.
Yeah, we'll see. That was the second target in a row for Remillard. And he's defended by Irving.
It's going against Irvin of the Tigers, so it is declined. So
first down for the Reds, and you've seen Matt Irvin just throw his hands up in the top right corner of the screen as we were talking about him. No liking the call from the referees there.
Once again, 1st and 10. Less than 5 to go. Rollins puts it and picked off. Cam Grover.
Ginormous for the Tigers. To able to get another turnover.
Sometimes just trying to thread the eye of the needle and just like throw it into coverage. Cam Grover.
First down coming up for the Tigers.
Hands it off the Kwong, the ball carrier. Nothing there. Trying to reverse direction. Get to the outside. What could have been a potential loss. He actually gains a little bit of ground and gains 3 yards. Gets about 4, so it's 2nd and 6 again. Nine carries for 99 yards here for Kwong so far.
Yeah, he's one away from the golden number that all running backs and receivers want to hit every game, and to be able at that point
Nothing up the
in
field.
the first half, huge.
Nothing up the field, so Anderson calls his own number, and that's enough to move the sticks.
Good for a Tiger first down.
Ethan Ray, he has been a stellar linebacker here for the UNB Red Bombers this season. Like, saw him in that game versus Holland last week, making some great plays, and so far a couple of tackles here in this one. Number 30 there for the UNB Red Bombers. 1st and 10 Tigers.
Kwong on the carry.
Kwong took the run there.
Killen in on the tackle. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6, Tigers.
That offensive line of the Dalhousie Tigers, as I said, it's kind of gone underneath the radar. You've talked about Hines and Kwong running very well, but they have just been able to get the protection of the pass incomplete. They were looking for Matt Lawton.
Yeah, there was a tip in the backfield there off the pass from Anderson. Have to see on the replay who that was. Wasn't able to catch which defensive lineman made that play, but huge play for the Reds.
We've seen the Tigers have some, high offensive scores this year, and same for UNB. If somebody told you, hey, Ethan, it's going to be a 9-point lead for the Tigers with, right around with 2:38 left in the half, would you believe it?
Yeah, it'd be hard to believe. Yes, such a low score with so many great plays coming, and we're just able to stumble them up once again on another Dom Hall return.
Well, Masner was actually happy to get the punt away. It was almost blocked, and Dom Hall got about 4 on the kick return. So if 2:20 left, this would be a great time here for the Bombers to maybe get a score here to go into the locker room with a little positivity and things to talk about at the half.
Yeah, and the Tigers are absolutely thinking the opposite now, and been confirmed actually on another look of the replay. It was Connor Strample, number 24, who had the interception. So we'll see if him or Cam Grover can make another big
this
play.
is the first touch here by McDowell.
Not afraid to make contact.
The fullback there.
Complete to
All of a sudden, you're talking about, of course, the Quag Hines story. This also the Roselle and McDowell. And he gets his first touch of the game and a big run there and enough to move the sticks for a first down. Just puts the shoulder right in, too.
Egibana.
Yeah.
They were just ready to clash heads.
So here the 51st to 10. Rollins fumbles the ball and it's gathered up. This time it's Grover.
What a job by Cam Grover to get that fumble recovery for the Tigers. And they have done so good, especially in these last 3 minutes of play, just being able to put pressure on Jonah Rollins. He has not been able to do anything with the football. So back-to-back turnovers. First one from Connor Strample, next one from Cam Grover.
This is getting into different danger zone territory for UNB. I have them right around about 4 turnovers for the game. I could be wrong on that. First and 10 from just inside the midfield. Anderson heads it off. Kwong up the gut. A big tackle there by Garrigan, who had the interception earlier in the game here for the UNB Red Bombers.
Yeah, and that's the stuff the Red Bombers need to start doing if they want to get back in this one. I mean, what can you do when you watch Dalhousie just keep putting up turnover after turnover if you can't be getting it done on defense yourself?
Anderson, a little bit of pressure, pass caught, and tiptoeing and walking the fine line. Ethan Lord with the catch.
Fine job from Ethan Lord along the left sideline. Long pass from Jonas Anderson. This spiral has been so good today, and you see Lord going into one of our camera members there.
Yeah, here it is coming into your home right in front of your screen. Hello.
Doesn't get any closer than that. Caden Kwong. Another run.
Well, if it's working, and what this does is
It's wearing down the defensive line, absolutely.
it does two things. Is that, you know, you use your run to set up the pass, and it can work that way. So time dwindling down here. And you know that Freddie Diab, even if they don't really get a first down, is probably thinking, let's see if Masner can kick from this distance late here, but we'll worry about that later on. Kwong the ball carrier on the outside into the middle. Brought down. Good for 7. It'll leave a second and short.
It looks like flag on the play, and then Tiger's going to go backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, to go in against the black and gold. So this will back them up.
Just 55 to go in the quarter.
Here's the 10 Tigers. Kwong up the middle. Boy, how great has been Josiah Sisko there as he sort of just caught Kwong, but he just sort of wrapped him. A big defensive lineman there for the Red Bombers and stops what could have been a big run there for the veteran running back.
Yeah, number 98, Sisko, there for the Reds. He has been very strong. You see him in the middle of that pile on another Kwong run. Third down coming up, punt team out.
He's a
for the
faculty of
Tigers.
art student at UNB. So Mazur's going to stand right around his 50, try to pin Dom Hall back right on his goal line to take this kick.
And they've done a great job at pinning Hall back. A block there.
And
oh my goodness. Picked up by the Reds, but it was third down.
Antonio Peterson. So we said about special teams, maybe, but this was a big play as getting in there. Caden Coughlin, the safety, gets his hands on it and picked up there by Peterson. Big turn here late first half.
It'd be huge if they could get points off this in the final 30 seconds, as we were just mentioning how they are most likely going to be pinned back. Dom Hall near the end zone. Possibility they could have even had to take a safety. This is huge play for New Brunswick.
53-yard line is where the UNB Red Bombers will start. Snaps skipped. And that play was just had disaster written all over from the start. The snap was low and the throw was low. It's incomplete as you take a look at Strample with 1 interception today. Boy, you talk about his accolades when we had the St. John Falcons game a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he's just been one of their best defenders all season. It's hard to really beat a guy like Connor Strample and see him lined up out there almost every single play for Dalhousie, commanding the right side of the field on this one.
Rollins puts it up, and the pass short of the mark for Jace Taylor. Underthrown. Brings up 3rd down.
So after the blocked punt, they're just going to have to punt it back to Dalhousie.
I just had a look there. There is Cam Grover. Like I was also saying about how the offensive line's gone under the radar, but what about this defense of the Tigers? They've been very good as well this season.
Well, it's sometimes when you talk about blowouts, all you talk about is how good the offense was, and Dalhousie certainly had a lot of blowouts, but can't have blowouts if your defense isn't making stops, and they've had a great season.
Yeah, and sometimes when you have a very, very short kick, sometimes the referees blow it down, and that was a case in point. And it looked like a little bit that Fred Egger sort of hurt himself on the play, on the kick. He didn't look too comfortable. He was also trying to make sure that it didn't get blocked, so that's the reason why the play was blown down. So Tigers will take the ball from the 38-yard line.
Have to think with the lead in such a short amount of time, most likely just going to run the ball out here with Brennan Hines. That'd be the mindset.
They hand it off. Hines. Dancing, cutting or strutting up the middle. Gets 8 yards on. But flag down.
Hines on the carry.
And Davey going back.
Yeah, moving backwards in the final 10 seconds of the half.
So a holding penalty, and I wish I was keeping, had a stats on holding penalties, but I know it's been a lot, probably definitely more than 5, maybe around 5 or more.
It's definitely enough where you're going to get a big talking to from the coach in halftime. It's going to be one of the main things for the entire team for Dalhousie to go over, but especially the lineman coach. That has been their biggest problem.
And Anderson's happy to hand it up the gut. There runs into big red and black wall. There was Hines. There's 4 seconds left to go, and now you got to wonder if it would be kneel down time and just try to, as you say, just make sure that you don't turn it over here before the end. So this should be the final play of the first half. Anderson with the handoff. And Hines again, good for about 6, but it's at the end of the first half. And of course, right now, the only difference maker was that 60-yard punt return by Ethan Lord and the safety. The only points in the game as we take a look at the Tigers, who are in quest to try to win their 6th championship in the AFL, leading by 9 after the opening first half. All right, we're back here at Wickwire Field. Dalhousie Tigers leading by 9. I'm delighted to have Jim Wilson here, who's involved with game management here for the Dalhousie Tigers. You've been doing this, can't believe it's been like 15 years, like 2010 since the program reinvented. So, you know, basically, what motivates Jim Wilson to make it a great game environment for fans as well as the players?
Gee, that's a loaded question. Well, I would say it's been a long time. We've learned from our mistakes and a lot of different things, but it's to get kids out and get kids involved. You don't see as many kids for this game. It's a lot of the parents and real football enthusiasts, but you know, when we've got a homecoming game, we've got 2,500 students here at the game, and they're all lined up and having a good time. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so you've also, like, a lot of these players, like, didn't get a chance to be, going to university to do it, but you're given the opportunity. Does that take a lot of pride that you've given basically players that maybe weren't going to get a chance to play the sport?
Oh, 100%. And I think what we're trying to do is to give the guys that are on the bubble the opportunity that they might be able to get picked up by AUS Sports. And we've had quite a number of our guys go to varsity. We've actually got quite a few guys that have finished their careers in varsity and have come to do master's degrees and things like that at Dalhousie, and it's given them the opportunity to play a couple more years. So that's been good. Our coaches, a lot of those guys played at a high level. They're here volunteering. They're giving back because other people gave them the opportunity to play football at a high level, so they're trying to build a program. So our program is 100% volunteers, myself right down through everybody. Coaches, our trainers, our cheerleaders, our student executives that are running the game day operations, everybody's volunteer. We're all engaged. We're all doing it just because it's fun.
And, you, of course, you've got your jacket from 1987. Is that what I saw on the sleeve, was it?
Yes.
Yeah. So what position did you play back then?
Well, I did not play.
Oh,
because
okay.
1987, Dalhousie lost their football program in 1976.
So that's okay.
So this was given to me by the Dalhousie Alumni Association when I was the president of the Alumni Association, and that was when we brought football back to Dal. So they gave me this leather jacket.
That's a great story. It's
yeah.
So also, too, is that this has been a great year for the AFL. It's the sport has grown. Talk about the leadership with new commissioner Jim McDonald.
Jim has done a spectacular job this year. He's put more time and effort into it than I can believe. We got off to a bit of a rough start, but he has been very, very determined. Great communicator. I think he's engaging everybody. He's really trying to build the brand of the league. He engaged. I don't know if you did a shout out to Jaden Scott, but I'm going to give him one if you didn't already. Jaden was our student VP of marketing, and Jaden's now at Queen's doing his MBA. So Jim got Jaden to be the marketing guy for the AFL. So very proud that he did a phenomenal job on redoing the whole AFL website, as well as really brought up the quality of the social media. And Jaden told me today that we're just about at the 1.5 million viewers of our social media, various social media platforms that we're doing this year. So there's the power of leverage. All the teams are doing a better job of marketing each of their teams, and Jim has got everybody building the brand of the Atlantic Football League, which is terrific.
And it's been like a league that has been growing, and it's a funny story that when the program got reinvented in 2010, of course you were leadership then, and Mavs Gillis as well as Bill McLean and I was the PA, and they were doing the game for the stream, so we're coming up to that date when we lost Bill, and you have probably a story about Bill, and I have one as well. So
I did not know Bill well. I just knew him from doing the live stream, but I was always impressed with his level of professionalism, and he wanted to make it the very best that we could possibly make it, and I think we followed up in his shoes. I know when you came back and you and I went, wait a minute, we know each other from way back in the day, so it's great to have you back here. But I think Bill would be very proud that we've got 3 different camera angles, we've got replays, we've got scoreboards. I know this is you guys are doing a great job, and this is what we want to do. Not everybody can come to the game. Big shout out to my mom and dad. My dad lives about a half a kilometer away, but he can't make it to the game, so hey, he watches the live streams.
Well, and I bet he should be proud of you because you've done a lot of great work over for 15 years, and sounds like there's going to be a 16th year that you're going to do it. Is that correct?
Well, it is. It's year 16 right now, and I worked a year to get the team up and running before that, so it's actually a little longer already. So, but who's counting?
Yeah, but it's been fantastic to reconnect with you, and just think of the days where we had to do it with a tent in the pouring rain, and here we're in a nice little warm booth.
Well, global warming has been a very good thing for the Maritimes, and despite a few hurricanes that inconvenienced the league a couple of years back with Dal not going to PEI for 2 years in a row, some of our players never got the opportunity to play in Prince Edward Island, which is crazy, but this year has been so competitive. The teams are so close. And again, it's 9-0. It's anybody's game here today. And, good luck to UNB.
Yep. Well, thank you for taking time. I know you're a busy man
Perfect.
on game day. Jim Wilson from the Dalhousie Tigers. In just a couple of moments, we're going to have Robin Dean from UNB. She's got a sweet talk about her program. As I said, Dalhousie Tigers leading by 9. It's halftime here at Wickwire Field. It is the AFL Championship presented by Scotiabank here at Maritime Athletic Profiles. Back in a second. And welcome back to Wickwire Field. We're now delighted to have Robin Dean from UNB Red Bombers. First of all, your thoughts here on the game so far?
Well, it's a chilly night for sure, but both teams seem to be equally paired together. So obviously, we're hoping for a better result second half, but so far it's going all right.
Well, tell us a little bit about the UNB Red Bombers football program for those that may not be familiar with it from basically outside of New Brunswick.
Sure.
How it developed and all that thing.
Yeah, so the program's been running, I believe it came back into inception in 2009, and it's been running since, and we've got some great alumni and donors that help us keep the program running. We do have a great practice program so that players coming to the school also can stay on top academically, and, we work hard, we play as a team, we play as a family, so...
Yeah, you mentioned family. It's like a lot of family commitments here. Like pretty much this is a road game. It's about a 5 or 6 hour journey. Tell us about like the family commitments. I'm sure you can speak for the whole of the team on that.
Yeah, so we have a lot of great families that travel with us to every game. They put a lot of time in. They support us. You get close when you are practicing and traveling together a lot. And, it's a great team.
Yeah, so... it had a little bit of almost like a scare versus home, but you had a very strong third quarter from the boys and girls last year, last week.
Yeah.
So basically, for those that may be tuning in for the first time, haven't seen the Reds, what type of team are the Red Bombers? What do they like? Basically, are they like really strong offensively? What's the definition of the team? I guess is.
I personally like to think that we have strong on both sides. We've got some really strong players. We've got a lot of first years who are doing amazing this year. Jake Roselle won. He's got some amazing plays in. Really, a lot of our first year players are getting to play. They're getting some great time in. I think we've got some strong players on both sides of the.
And also, too, maybe a not known fact is that there's a female on the team by the name of Ella Lord. Now, she's in her graduating, so this is being in her final game. So tell us all about her football journey to get to the UNB Red Bombers.
Yeah, Ella joined our team last year, initially as a practice player. She was trying out for the national team, so she wanted to get some extra practice in and get stronger. And then about 2 or 3 practices in, she asked if she could actually join the team as a player, and we welcomed her with open arms. She's a strong player. She's great movement back and forth, and we've really enjoyed having her, and this is her last year with us, so
Speaking of enjoying having her, we've enjoyed having you, and we've got to let you get back out to the field for the second half. Robin Dean, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Robin Dean for the UNB Red Bombers, a team trailing by 9, but a team that's very explosive in the third quarter. Could that come to fruition once again? We'll have to wait and see. This is the AFL Championship presented by Scotiabank here on Maritime Athletic Profiles, brought to you by Prodigy Sports, McCarthy Roofing, and Keep It Social. Ethan Greenham's joined me once again, Dan Hobson, and you couldn't really ask for a better 30 minutes of play, Ethan, because there was some turnovers. It's been sort of like a really balanced game when you think of it. And 9-point lead, and as I said, the best quarter for this season for the UNB Red Bombers has been the third quarter, so this is test time for those Tigers.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the Red Bombers can bring out in crunch time now for them, and just get myself warm during the halftime momentarily, actually seeing both the teams kind of going by their locker rooms, and have to say, Dalhousie, they looked very serious about coming out in this second half and winning this game, and you could see the struggles on UNB's face. We'll see what coaches talk did to them, because that would have definitely been before the coaches talk when I would have seen them.
As I was going down the field level to get Jim Wilson for the interview, like the UNB players were going by, and they were already starting to have the chats while they were walking, the coaches, and they're basically, well, that's why we need you on special teams there, sort of thing. So just trying to really, talk the boys up. But I'm sure that if you're the UNB Red Bombers, only down by basically one score and a field goal, you take that.
Yeah, they're definitely in this game, and if you didn't tune into the first half, the first touchdown, it ended up coming off of an Ethan Lord 60-yard punt return touchdown. And the other 2 points, the Reds ended up taking a safety. So, not a very big lead. Dalhousie definitely wants to add on to it to start the half, and obviously University of New Brunswick wants to take away that lead and get one of their own.
Yeah, one of the big plays, I think that was for New Brunswick, it was from Sean McDowell, his first touch, and he got good positive yardage as you see them making their way back onto the Wickwire field. And we said about the team coming all the way from Fredericton, they have brought some fans here to the game as well. So they've been making a little bit of noise here at Wickwire Field.
Yeah, absolutely. It certainly doesn't feel like one of these teams isn't from around here, let alone being Dalhousie's home field. It's kind of amazing how many New Brunswick fans are showing out.
Let's hear it for Shannon Lawler and Peyton Lawler. Thank you very much for your help.
30 minutes away from the Moosehead Cup. See it, it's in the building. I don't think we're going to have somebody bring it like the RCMP officers bring the Grey Cup, but it's, it is a very nice trophy. Had a chance to see it during halftime as well, so we'll be here for the trophy presentation. Will it be going to the grounds of Dalhousie University in Halifax, Nova Scotia, or the grounds of UNB in Fredericton, New Brunswick? Still anyone's ball game.
And the Tigers, they are officially a dynasty with them having 3 championships in the last 4 years. But University of New Brunswick, if they can come back and win this game, they're getting very close to that territory.
Yeah, New Brunswick looking to basically end the run. The UNB last won the championship back in 2023 against Dalhousie. And in 2019, they defeated Holland. So it's, as you said, a dynasty looking for their 6th championship. As they get ready to kick it off here in this second half.
You can feel the energy here at Wickwire Field. It's going to be an intense second half between these two teams.
This is the Moosehead Cup. Dalhousie's won it 5 times. UNB Reds have won it 5 times.
Yeah, so basically just heard that it was 5 times. They're 3-time champions in the going back all the way to 2016 as this ball gets away from Dom Hall. It's been an afternoon and an evening here for him as he's tried to spin away. They just grab him by the shirt and he's held up and whistle stop play. Jackson Summerhays, one of the 4 black and gold 2016 as this ball gets
away from Dom Hall. It's been an afternoon and an evening here for him.
Good job at stumbling up Dom Hall every single time they send a kickoff.
He's been a little bit quiet here today. So Rollins hoping here to try to get this, but boy, they're going to have their worst field position of the game so far, right pretty much down, starting on their 5-yard line, right around there. It would be 10 to be precise, 1st and 10. Roselle.
There.
And nothing there for Roselle.
Roselle on the carry.
Might have got.
Steve's on the tackle. Loss of about 2 yards.
Yeah, lost it too, so it's a 2nd and 12. And this is the situations they want to stay out of, is the 2nd and longs. And
especially being so close to your end zone as well now. Just 3 yards out, you're in safety trouble for sure on this play and the next.
Rollins up the gut. He's got some real estate. It closes quickly as Irvine getting in there. Looked like he had probably enough real estate to try to get the first down, but boy, the secondary of Dalhousie closed in quickly. It's 3rd and 1, so that was very impressive there. Got 14, but it's 3rd and 1.
And they're going to decide to go for it, even pinned back in their end zone. Got to be confident in your offense if you want to make a comeback.
Vince Sturgeon making this call. 3rd and 1. Oh, jumping off as it's basically both teams pointing the fingers. A lot of the Tigers saying, it's you, it's you. So it's going to be procedure UNB Red Bombers. Ouch.
Get another look at that.
Oh, you had like pretty much both ends of the offensive line were both moving.
Tough break for them as they were about to go for that one.
You had your choice. You could have gone with Spencer Dean or Aaron Olafson there for the Red Bombers jump. So all of a sudden that will change the mind there of Vince Sturgeon. And back in his own end zone is Fred Egger. And quickly puts a knee down, and that's big because now it is basically a 2-possession game with 11-0 lead.
Yeah, gonna either need a touchdown with a 2-point conversion and a field goal to tie it, or just go down and be able to drive 2 touchdowns in to take the lead. Or you never know, they could make 4 field goals in theory, but with how this game is going, it'd be tough to see them get 4 offensive drives.
Well, there was a lot of touchdowns in their semifinal versus Holland on both sides. Didn't get a chance to see what Remy Lard can do for his field goal or how strong those legs were because they were scoring touchdowns in the 3rd.
run there.
His converts had plenty of distance. One of the jokes, sorry.
Just a run there from Kwong, first down.
Watching some of the tape from last week's game, it was sort of like a running stag because it was the stadium was named after a bank, so they had a building, and they were trying to basically play pepper with the football and the conversions, getting it off the roof. So they were always finding it a kick if it was getting hit in the roof.
Yeah.
As a kid growing up, I would always, we had a little swing set, and it had uprights, so I started basically starting to kick field goals and bang it off the house.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a football guy growing up, but I definitely hit my fair share of windows playing road hockey for sure. A sneak there on third. They'll give the first to Dow.
This is where you just send in the big boys, and you just push the pile, and Ethan Lord looking like he's an official. A few other Tigers as well, so moves the sticks. First down. 45. Kwong and Maid have got 2.
So it's clear they want to just stick with the run game. Start this third quarter. Not looking to make any turnovers. Let them back in the game.
Donnie Sharp going to be walked off, but he's going on his own, so Sharp has had a solid season for the Red Bombers. Has to go for maybe possibly 3 plays. Second and 6. Anderson with the handoff. Kwong just a little bit shy of the first down marker. Down to his own 54.
They won't go for it this time. Almost thought it was going to be a repeat of last drive and go for another sneak, but they'll decide to bring the punt team out now.
Max Parker will be the long snapper here. Mazur the kicker. Parker and Hall back to receive the kick for the Red Bombers. Going to go to Parker on a bounce. And he'll be blown down as he runs into a wall of would-be tacklers.
And that's just been the story for Nick Parker. Every time he tries to take a punt return, they just have not been able to get the blocking.
It's to the 28-yard line, so he gets about 5 on that.
First down Reds on about their 28-yard line.
It's 5 on the return. Very quiet night here for Nick Parker. He had a couple of touchdowns in their win versus Holland. Roselle. Ball carrier up for 3.
Z in on the tackle. 2nd and 8.
There's been a lot of times that the UNB Red Bombers have been in the 2nd and long, 2nd and 10, 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13. This is a 2nd and 8. Rollins incomplete. As diving was Logan Box, but well short of the mark.
And we seen that play call, exact same one, work earlier in this game. Rolls right out to the right side, trying to hit Logan Box on a crossing route. But this time, Connor Strample able to make a defensive play there by great coverage on his man. Now the punt team back out for New Brunswick.
Yeah, it's been a busy night for Fred Egger, the punter. Lord, lone man back. Punt's going to be fielded on a bounce by Lord. Tried to get some Red Bombers trapped there for the 5 yards, no yards call, but takes it on the bounce and gets it into Red Bombers territory up to the 53. Be good for about 10 on the return.
This is a point where they can close out the game. They can score a touchdown past midfield. Holding on to the jersey there to make the tackle.
On the Reds, 52.
So once again, excellent field position here for the Tigers, leading by 9 with 9 to go, third quarter. Kwong to the outside for 2.
Liam Brown able to make the tackle there for the Red Bombers.
Just short of 2. Second and 8.
They've almost strictly been running with Caden Kwong this second half. Not really any touches for Brennan Hines.
Kwong again, and goes to the outside, and another tackle there by Liam Brown for the Red Bombers as he just grabbed anything and puts Kwong down to the turf.
That'll bring up third down, and Kwong, he was able to still gain some yards out of that play despite how much contact was brought on him. But it seems like the Reds have really started to figure out that Caden Kwong is going to be getting a lot of touches, and we should really be crashing that defensive line. Punt team out now for the Tigers.
The Red Bombers maybe sending the heat after Masters. Just one person back, and that's Dom Hall. They're going to do the fake, and that's going to be enough to first down. And you were talking about not many touches for Hines, but that's a big one on the fake.
What a huge play for Brennan Hines. It's almost like he can hear me on the headset. Not afraid to lay down the shoulder with Brandon Lemieux there.
Yeah, you say Brandon Lemieux on the tackle, and
finished up by Evan Wall as well.
Freddie Diab gambling here. Ball on the 30 of the UNB Red Bombers. 1st and 10. Anderson hands it off. Kwong up the gut. They have 4.
That's the running they've wanted from Caden Kwong. Good first down run from him after the fake, as we're getting to the halfway point of the third quarter of action here.
Got 8, so it's about a 2nd and 1.5, as we'll say 2nd and 2. The ground game was effective versus the Falcons, and it's so far good here. That's air attack this time. Pass caught there. McDonald brought down and close to the red zone, near the red zone. Enough to move the sticks to the first down. Will be 1st and goal for the Tigers.
Another look at that from our field cam right in front of Connor McDonald there, and you see the spin move, trying to break free.
Huge stand here for the UNB Red Bombers. Big moment in this game. 6:55 left. Kwong try to get to the outside, and ready to get 5. Oh, he got yard, so it'll be 2nd and goal.
Yeah, not much there for Kwong.
You know, one of the things is that it hasn't been like like a big running show here for Kwong today. Like UNB has done really good in terms of really sort of. He's had a lot of touches. They've sort of contained him, but pass incomplete. Great coverage there by Carter Ball. Sorry.
Thought it was going to be intercepted for a second there before it even got to the intended target. You see, jump up, such a close chance there for Blake Langell. Just couldn't get it going.
Well, this works out to be that this is going to be a chip shot here for Masner. Almost like a... Works out to be just about like a 15, 16-yarder. Dante Gabrielli to hold. Kick up. And good.
So that'll make it 14-0.
Now it's 2 scores here, so that's a big 3 points.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a more traditional football score that, and if somebody just turned on this game, they'd probably assume Dalhousie just scored 2 touchdowns, but as you just seen that field goal, it's been a kick return touchdown, 2 field goals, and a safety, so check that. 2 safeties, a field goal, and then the kick.
It's hard to do the math and call a game at the same time, isn't
Absolutely.
it? Yeah. First and 10, Red Bombers from their 35. Swing out. Roselle, flag down. If it's in the backfield, most likely it's going against the offense
And that's
for a hold.
something I mentioned on the previous toss play that was ran in the first half for the Reds. I do like the call on first down, and they ran it with Roselle once again, but this time, just with it already being called on first down, Tigers were ready for it, and with toss being such a hard play to get around.
As you see, that's sort of been like they've tried to play the field position game and also try to limit Lord from taking it deep down the field. It's basically people just tuning in. One of the things that UNB has struggled with has been big returns, big plays on special teams given up. At one point in their loss, which is the reason why Dalhousie Tigers is hosting this game, they gave up a 110-yard missed field goal late in that game, and that allowed Holland to come away with the victory and allowed Dalhousie to clinch first place in the AFL division. Airing it out, pass cut. Chase Taylor. Right around the 40. Big play.
It'll bring up a 3rd down and about 5 yards.
3rd and 5.
Yeah, so it looked like a bigger play than it was. It just ended up being Rollins dropping back so far and ended up kind of lobbing that one in to Taylor. It was a successful pass, just didn't have the first down yardage they were looking for, and not what you want to see if you're New Brunswick bringing out the punt team now.
A little bit of a better punt here. Lord has to go back, retrieves it, is going to reverse side, up the middle. Lord blows by 3 or 4 would-be tacklers there for the Red Bombers.
Ray in on the tackle. 5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter.
With 5 to go.
Tigers take over, 1st and 10.
And the Moosehead Cup is in the building.
Yeah, you see it sitting there near midfield, just on 50-yard line. Gonna be huge for whoever can come away with that trophy.
Kwong once again.
Never stop running it. with Caden
Definitely
Kwong.
over the 100-yard mark here today.
Gain of maybe 4, 2nd and 6.
Will be 2nd and 6. You'd have to say this game is a defensive battle here so far. It's a 2-touchdown lead here for the Tigers, but UNB Red Bombers have done a job of containing, and that pass is incomplete as they're looking for Lawton. Off the fingertips, maybe just over the hands.
Would have been a one-handed catch if he was able to bring it in. Such a hard play there. Coverage there from Coughlin. Good enough to bring up 3rd down.
So the Tigers will kick the ball back to the Reds here. This is a short kick. Tigers are going to have to make sure that they get out of there to avoid the no yards, and then it's finally blown down. But it was taking a couple of good, friendly UNB bounces up to the 46-yard line. Good field position there for them.
So that's going to be the best field position Dom Hall has had all night, starting off with the ball. He was the one able to get that.
1st and 10 Reds from about their 47-yard line.
Red Bombers fans hoping that maybe can Parker break loose for one. Rollins, right there. Boy, there is nothing there as McKean was just right in the kitchen of Box. Just pretty much smacked it down. Tried to run the slant.
Yeah, Logan Box was not able to break free at all on that slant route. 1st and 10, and now 2nd and 10 coming up. Wouldn't be the first time we've seen them in this situation. And you have to worry about their passing game, not being able to connect on a lot of the
They're
first.
sending for pass up. Incomplete. I think McCarthy might have just got a piece of it there just to make it sure that it didn't go right into the hands there of the Red Bombers.
Gonna have to get another look at that one. James, I thought could have been pass interference there on McCarty. No call.
Once again, looking for Nick Parker. Red Egger back to punt again. Tigers are going to try to send the whole unit with just one man back. And before we could even get that play underway, it's blown down, flagged down along the far side.
See the call here.
Good call by Lord.
That's actually almost better. Even if the penalties against UNB, it actually probably worked out for the best because you saw that the snap was botched there by UNB. So
Get another
okay,
chance.
yes, it's a penalty, but it probably gives a chance here to refresh. They have to go back 5 more.
Yeah, I mean, you already are at the risk of not being able to kick it 5 yards further when you bobble something like that. So do get a good kickoff there, but who else going to take it? Ethan Ward.
Yeah, and you could probably even add on about 15. There was no yards, and he caught it on the run, so it didn't hit the turf. So this is going to send the ball deep down into the UNB Red Bombers territory.
Nobody's been able to really fully bring him down on the kick returns. Just a little shove from Ethan Ray on that one.
Tigers decline the penalty. First down.
Tigers have opted to decline it, so they'll start it at the 51 at the Red Bombers, 1st and 10. 3:05 left to go, third quarter. Kwong again. That could be good for 6.
Tough hit against Caden Kwong, 2024 AFL All-Star running back.
Heard coaches talk about a lot about like winning first down, and that's usually trying to stay out of like the second and longs and making it second and manageable for that purpose there, because it's a flag coming in late there at the end. Kwong had the ball once again up the middle.
Yeah, but just going back to what you were just saying, like Caden Kwong, he has been the embodiment of good 1st and 10s in this game. Able to put Dalhousie in great position almost every time they have a second down situation.
Well, the Tigers are marching back, so it looks like it's going to be going against the black and gold. So as they were making the march down the field, this was going to pin them back down on their own side of, well, right exactly at the midfield stripe will be 1st and 10. Or 1st and long, sorry. Yep, it will be 1st and 10 from the 55 midfield. There's one man in the backfield. Shotgun formation for Anderson. Short pass, incomplete. Was thrown it into traffic. Intended for McDonald.
So 2nd and 10 will come up for the Tigers now. And you just really don't want to give them any chance. I feel like once you get into 3-possession game, it feels a lot more unobtainable for the Red Bombers, so it would be huge if they could get more points. Another
A
big
second
run.
Second down and long, and Kwong there might have got the good majority of it. Yeah, it's going to be just shy, but so it's decision time for Freddie Diab with a 3rd and 2 in Red Bomber territory.
They'll elect to kick it away.
As I said, maybe people might be just tuning in. Masner was hitting from the 50 in warm-up here. That was with the wind. This is into the wind, but it seems like the wind has sort of calmed down right now at Wickwire Field. So great work there by Masner. Snap was a little bit off, and it's going to go over the... Oh, what a great recovery there by Dom Hall. I thought it was going to go over his head and into the end zone. He just manages just to punch it out and get it up to the 4-yard line.
So he's able to save them from giving up another point, but Dalhousie able to pin Hall once again. That was a great play. But right after, 4 Dalhousie defenders able to make the tackle. Specifically, going to be Max Parker along with John Bowden.
Seems like it's been very hard for them to get good field possession here in this third quarter. I said a lot of their points that they came in their semifinal win versus Holland came in the third quarter last week. At one point they were trailing at halftime and managed to have a big lead and just haven't been able to get anything going. Rollins hoping to change it, was going to air it out, but the secondary of Dow closed it, and coming up with a big tackle, Logan Steves again. What a year he's having. What a moment.
What a job from him. And he has just been Dow's best player for sacks. along with run stopping. And Logan, he was AFL and Dal's Defensive Player of the Year last season, number 90, in the black and gold. And he has had a phenomenal championship game.
Rollins airs it out. Is there a flag? Yes, there is. Too much contact. And that's going against Connor Strample as he got a hand there on Parker.
And that's the call Nick Parker has been needing in this game. And both referees knew it right away.
Well, usually what the indication is, if you're not looking at the ball and the ball is coming, most times you're going to be called for that. It's like you got to make a play for the ball, but if you're making a play for the player, yeah, that's usually going to be called for the interference. So this could possibly be the final play of the third quarter here for the Moosehead Cup in the AFL Championship presented by Scotiabank. Rollins fakes. Oh, he's feeling the pressure. The ball's down. Who's got it? Oh, it is recovered. A big play by Aaron Olsen to come up with it. So, almost the fifth turnover there for the UNB Red Bombers. 45 minutes in the books. 15 minutes away from the Moosehead Cup. Being rewarded, will it go to the team in the black and gold on your screen now? Or will the Red Bombers find a way to come back? We're in for a dandy 15 minutes here of the AFL Championship on Maritime Athletic Profiles, brought to you by Prodigy Sport, McCarthy's Roofing, and Keep It Social.
Yeah, gonna need a big performance out of New Brunswick in this fourth quarter if they want any chance coming back. You just saw that last play on your screen of the fumble, and they were able to recover it, but gonna be tough for them.
Big play there by the right guard, Aaron Olsen, to come up with it. Could have been the fifth turnover of the game, but it still keeps it with the Reds. It is a loss. Making it a 2nd and 20. It's like the Paula Abdul song. 2 steps forward, 1 step back for the UNB Red Bombers. Tip drill incomplete.
That was a close one for the Tigers. Third down coming up, and this is a very important decision for the Reds. We'll see.
Well, there's been times
they end
that
up punting it.
Yeah, there's been times that they've done the safety. Right now, it's a 2-possession game. They give up the safety, then you're looking at 3 scores. So they're going to have to really trust their special teams here and try to get down to make Lord not a factor here. That's for Fred Eager, right on a couple of yards in the end zone there. And he takes the knee. Going to play the field possession game, and my broadcast colleague is...
It's tough to watch this team in a championship game playing the possession game. You know, you want to believe the team can trust their special teams and go down there to make the play. You know, the game's not over for the Reds, absolutely. You can still score 2 touchdowns, two-point conversions, but the road just keeps getting bigger with the 3 safeties they have taken today. You know, you never know when you punt that down. This could have been a 10-0 game, so tough break for the Reds.
1st and 10, 35. Anderson aired out, pass caught by Lord. There he goes. Just one man to beat. He blows by. Touchdown, Tigers.
And Ethan Lord has just ended the Reds' hope there. What a play.
75 yards. Sorry.
And that was the AFL and Dalhousie MVP of last season. He looks like he might be doing it again, having the kick return touchdown in this one, and now a beautiful reception touchdown along the left side. The crowd is feeling it, clapping to the beat now. Up by 22, chance to make it 23. No, fake it. Won't be able to go.
Not sure if the snap was like just low and bounced or if that was the original just. Let's take a look at it. A little bit of a high snap there for Gabrielli to put it down on the tee. Just a little, but
he decided to run with that right away.
That's kind of big because now all of a sudden it's 3 possessions, pretty much 3 possessions and a 2-point conversion on one of those 3 possessions.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
a big play there. 75-yard touchdown. Boy, has he racking up the total yards here today. Has a 60-plus punt return and go along with a 75-yard touchdown. And
now it's just them hoping they can smooth sail in these last 14 minutes.
Anderson, Lamar, 2-point convert was no good. The Tigers 22. UNB Reds, no score.
ball going right into the end zone and tackled in the end zone. And another point there, 23-0.
Feels like every second of this fourth quarter, the road just keeps getting a little bit longer for New Brunswick.
Looking to win a back-to-back championship. Winners last year, 2024. They also went back-to-back in 2021 and 2022. And as mentioned in the broadcast, 5 times that Moosehead Cup has gone to UNB and 5 times it's gone to Dalhousie.
So the tiebreaker being broken today. Well, it will be broken today.
Rollins, best rush of the night here for him as he gets close to the midfield stripe as he dives.
Jonah Rollins opening up the gas tank just a little bit more in this fourth quarter. Right away, he didn't like his look as he saw number 90, Stevens, getting in there.
Cam Grover with the force out of bounds. Up to the 50, 1st and 10. And it'll call his own number again, but boy, coming up with a big play is Evan Collins, as Rollins thought he was going to be off to the races to get a good gain, and then Collins comes out of nowhere and brings him down.
So that'll bring up 2nd down for the Reds.
Another 2nd and long for them.
Yeah, it wasn't certainly not the first time they've been in this situation, and they've struggled to get out of it many times.
Oh, he has just been great there this season, Logan Steves. Like, you see him in some of the highlights there of the AFL throughout the year. That one short of the intended target, Taylor.
That was similar to play that they connected with in the previous quarter. Cannot get it to go this time. You may as well stay out there on 3rd down, even with how long it is now. Down by 23.
Wind's starting to pick up here at Wickfire Field, as you see. So this also may be like one of the things that could be affecting UNB's decision process. You saw it going pretty much end zone to end zone, so they're kicking right into a win. Rollins gets away out of the pocket, throws on the run, incomplete.
Nick Parker just couldn't get there in time, and coverage from the Tigers has been so strong in this entire game. Matt Irvin, number 29, but a flag is on the field. See the ref's call here.
Yeah, like this secondary for Irving, A.J. Irving, Egbuna, Kinley, and McCarthy. Boy, they have been just really stellar of secondary as well.
Yeah, they are beautiful to watch. It's almost impossible to break through. And like having linebackers on the team as well who have just been performing at a high level.
Reds gonna be benefactors of a Tigers penalty, so there'll be a first down, this time at the 50-yard line of the Tigers. So Rollins trying to get away from the pressure, puts it up, incomplete, and a flag late on the play. Egbuna there, it just went off his fingertips and out.
What a chance there for Egbuna to close the deal even more for the Tigers.
Off the fingertips, and then as you saw at the late, near the end of the play, orange nylon came out. And another penalty, this one going against the Tigers. So UNB is getting some first downs thanks to some Tiger penalties. Sends this to the 35-yard line of Dalhousie. It's one of the things is that like the UNB Red Bomber fans back in Fredericton are saying, well, this is looking a little bit like the game last week against Holland. There was times that the offenses were aided by defensive penalties, and that's the case in point here. And a penalty fest continues as there's more flags down on the play. This one looks to be going against UNB for a hold.
And that was a run from McDowell, number 40.
Yeah, he had that big play. That's just his second
half,
yeah, big play in the first half, and that's just his second touch of the day.
Kind of surprising with how their offense has struggled and how electric that first play was, but when you're letting out big plays like that, you don't always have the gas tank to keep it at a consistent level.
That's will send it be 1st and 20 from Tigers 45 on the hold. Tigers sending the heat, and incomplete as a good opportunity for Remyard, and he can't handle as it goes off his hands.
Yeah, great chance for the Reds on a very long first down.
Just too much mustard there on the pass. Mitch Shaw down on one knee for UNB. And if memory serves me correct, I believe it's one of Shaw's one of the graduating players there for UNB, and not really how you want to see a career at AFL come to an end. So hopefully they'll get some treatment and have come back into the game there. one of the big offensive linemen here for the UNB Red Bombers throughout the career.
Crucial down here for New Brunswick.
Ball up and
Flag on the play.
I don't know if Remy Yard came up with it, but it could be pass interference, so it'd be enough to move the sticks as the penalties are sort of helping the Bombers go down the field.
Tough to say what the call was there. It was Irvin down there.
That's good. Could be the. It's going to be against the UNB Red Bombers.
Rollins can't believe it. Discussing with the referee.
We also looked right close at the UNB Red Bombers huddle, and a lot of disgust on the face. There's one of the Tigers is being aided off here by the training staff, so he'll have to sit out 3 plays. Not sure if our field mics are picking up, but a lot of the fans not really happy with the penalty fest that's been this championship game so far. You might have heard it every once in a while.
Yeah, there's been a lot, but there really hasn't been bad penalty calls. Just been quite a bit. Third down now, and very long.
Yeah. Rollins, and he escapes. I don't know how he did. Puts it up and right into traffic. It's picked off by the Tigers. Ewan McKean. It almost looked like just basically throw it up. I'm just surprised that he could get away because they were closing in. There was Grover again.
Yeah, thrown into 4 bodies versus 2. Interception made by Ewan McKean.
Now all of a sudden, this game has changed
dramatically
because that was a great words. You have the Tigers, which have a good run game. 11:35. You're going to see it on the ground a lot, and it's going to eat up minutes.
Yeah, for sure. It's hard to beat a tandem of Kwong and Brennan Hines. They have had just such a strong game.
So it brings up a
long
second and
offensive
long
play,
situation with Kwong up the gut.
Not afraid to use him on long second downs.
Yeah.
It's just been so good for them this season. He's really been the main leader of this Tigers offense.
Yeah.
And, he's been known for his yards after contact for sure. One of his best abilities.
Going to be a 3rd and short. And after decision time there for Freddie Diab, he elects to send the punting unit out. So Masner just right on the white line of his end zone. And UNB going to send the heat again. Haul the lone man back. Almost getting there was Coughlin. Fielded on a bounce here by Dom Hall. Right close to his 45-yard line. Breaks a couple of ankles of potential tacklers. Gets up close to midfield. Brought down right around the 53-yard line.
Yeah, Max Parker laying the body down on Dom Hall's return.
Now that's impressive because Max Parker is also the long snapper. Also does the snapping on the field goal, so does the snap and first down the field. That's a special teams player, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. With the special team struggles they've had this season, it's good to have a player like him along there.
54-yard line, it will be 1st and 10. Pretty much pass tipped and incomplete. Carter Stripple had a chance on the tip drill.
And he's already had a turnover today looking for another one, but couldn't get it, bringing up 2nd down.
Now, we are also saying about when Dalhousie had the ball about how the game could change and be just keeping it on the ground. For the Reds, it's taken Roselle pretty much out of the game, so you know it's going to be an air attack the rest of the way, possibly. 2nd and 10. Pass. Picked off. Matt Irvine.
Everybody getting in there today.
Lots of time, but of course the protection, and then puts it up and just shy. It was trying to hit Sam Rice and misfired, and it's got to be turnover number 6 here for UNB. We said about earlier about the secondary of Dalhousie, like really great seasons from Irvine and Irving. Anderson hands it off. Kwong into UNB territory.
1st down there.
This is the 4th quarter.
Gets 11. As I said, he's right close to 130 yards in rushing yards here today. He's had, there it is, that's a day for him. 75 yards and a 60-yard. 75 on the catch and run. Kwong, off the gut. Kwong, stiff arm, trying to push to the outside.
Oh my goodness, Kwong, what a day.
Good for 13. And this what's also happens is a lot of time there's probably a lot of defensive players here for UNB that are maybe a little bit on the tired side. We were saying about how it's sort of been a 50-50 game in terms of time of possession. It's sort of gone a little bit more in favor of the Tigers here. So you're seeing Kwong open up some opportunities, getting opportunities, and that's his best run of the day.
Absolutely.
It's going back, and it's...
Oh my goodness. Sometimes that's just the commentator curse, you know, when we're talking about a play for so long, we get so distracted looking at the replay, we don't even notice that it's been called back. They're still going to run it with Kwong.
Kwong, midfield, puts his shoulder down and rolls for 7.
Jerron Killam. He was not afraid to let Kwong know that he was coming.
Kwong on the carry.
just over halfway down the fourth quarter of the road to the Moosehead Cup. So close now for the Tigers.
15 Tigers.
Yep, 2nd and 15, so a long situation for them. They haven't had a lot of these here tonight. Anderson, and they'll just hand it off to Kwong, keeping it on the ground. Might got it back maybe about a 3rd and 9.
7 or 8, but that will bring up 3rd down.
Actually, it'd be
And on the tackle.
about a 3rd and 6, but there wasn't really any hesitation here by the Dal coaching staff. Sending the punting unit out.
Yeah, no reason to take any risks if you're Dalhousie in this game. Just play it safe.
Masner at his 50-yard line. High snap. Parker ended up going out of bounds, so it almost like works as angling it out. And look at the long snapper here as Parker tried to, walk the tightrope. Oh.
Yeah,
that's like the half-yard line.
Not the right call for him to go after that one. But another start of a drive with bad field position.
And Caden Coughlin for the 2nd time almost got to Masner there for the block. Well, 6:19 left in your season, and you've got 109 yards to go. Get it down the field, 1st and 10 from what works out to be about the half-yard line. They at least get it from the depth of their own end zone, get it up to the 3-yard line. On Sean McDowell with the ball.
That's his
ball carrier, sorry.
3rd carry of the night here in the championship game. He was brought down there by Kyle Merck. Hasn't been in this game much, so Dalhousie letting everybody get a chance right now.
Matt Irvine there with the interception. He seems to be loving Wickwire Field because he seems to have had, if I believe, he had an interception in one of the other games that we did here at this beautiful facility. And McDowell again, so Jake Roselle pretty much like taken out of the offensive playbook here for UNB. 5, 10, and ticking left.
Yeah, Roselle, he's just been struggling all games. Surprising that, he's not even out there.
McDowell, the low man in the backfield. They fake it to him. Rollins, incomplete. Jace Taylor. But Sam Martin right there on the coverage, pretty much stride for stride with the speedy wide receiver.
Yeah, Taylor has had a lot of targets intended for him in this game, but not really been able to bring in any.
It's really surprising that 43 on the board versus Holland last week to nothing on the board.
Yeah, it's I guess that's just what happens when we end up covering a game together here at Wickwire Field. We just get shutouts. Another safety
Yeah,
taken
so
there.
25-0 to match the jersey of Egger. 25-0, 4:37 left. As we take a look at some of the plays here throughout the day of Kwong, and just finding a way, just seeming to like bounce off tacklers. And Kwong also, as you see, very good IQ, like switching the bread practically. He put it to the outside to protect it. So
Huge game.
yes, as I said, you take a look at the highlight pack of him, and 4:27 left to go. And you were saying that you were a center, so I mean, I imagine you've been in games like this where you're on the sideline, you're close to a championship, but it's still, not within your grasp yet. So what's going through your mind as a player?
I wouldn't say I was ever really close to a championship in my football career, but even like just the big games that I played, being on the sideline, seeing the rest of my team being out there, it's just an intense feeling in one of those games. I was always one of those big cheers from the sideline, one of the guys starting the chants. So my mindset going in there was always try to keep the guys motivated no matter what point of the game it was. Another run from Kwong.
And they're just a yard short, so
I have to think they're going to keep going for it here. I mean,
they
about
have
to be at the 3-minute warning now, and then you're close to just being able
well,
to
they're taking
kneel
a
it out.
CFL play as this is Gabrielli in to take the snap and just dives forward. Quarterback sneak.
That's his second rush of the game. He had that one off the missed snap earlier. I mean, technically was an extra point attempt, but this one being official rushing yards now for Gabrielli.
There you hear the 3 blows of the whistle from referee Francis Couture indicating 3 minutes left. 3 to go. And barring the ceiling falling down, back-to-back championships here for the Dalhousie Tigers football team. Kwong.
Going down to Liam Brown there. Big tackle for loss by Brown for the Reds.
Well, it's one of those, like in sport, there's always got to be one team that has to win, one team that has to lose. And, your heart goes out to the UNB Red Bombers for those guys who played their last game here today. Definitely not the outcome that they were looking for, but jubilation here for the home team as they keep marching down the field there, getting it up to the 51-yard line with Caden Kwong. Third and 5. And also the question of what if comes to mind too. What if, UNB won that game versus Holland on the last weekend that they could have hosted, and what if?
Yeah, home field plays a big advantage, and especially games like this where everyone's like having to travel all that way down here to Dalhousie. Would have had to put Dal in
Parker
the other situation.
with a good return. Parker says, I'm doing my best Trues impression. I'm not ready to go. Parker down all the way. Touchdown, UNB Red Bombers.
That's been what we've been waiting to see from Nick Parker all game. Even saying how good he was in the previous matchup. Now here he shows the Dalhousie crowd how good of a kick returner he is finally able to get the blocking they were looking for by the Reds, able to shift off of Cam Grover there. And just a collision into Julian McCarty. Wasn't able to come back and make the tackle.
Well, they basically broke the shutout, 25-6. I'm going to classify that one as possibly a 92-yard, so a punt return for Lord for a touchdown, a punt return for Parker for a touchdown. Remy Lord on to the convert. Low line drive kick, that's good. 25-7.
So still almost an impossible road for the Reds to climb. Being down 18.
We get this close to the end of the game. It's also like the end of the season, so we want to thank our hardworking Maritime Athletic Profiles camera crew out there in the conditions here tonight. So thank everybody behind the computers here and doing scorekeeping. Everybody, we want to thank you all for your help here during the season. It's been a great one, and hats off. I always say this seems like a broken record, but I mean, the thing is, they are the superstars of the production, bringing you the sights and sounds.
Yeah, absolutely. And the entire game here, been looking at the actual content of the stream to make the calls. So, fantastic job from them.
Team ready, kick it, team ready, timer!
A short kick, and it was a penalty as well, but it's fielded there by Lord and brought down. So
yeah, they went for the onside kick, but Ethan Lord able to make that.
Okay, for
just
now,
1:38 left.
There's not as much space to like walk around here,
For
so it's in the middle fine.
The championship is theirs.
Okay. Okay. At a minute, you said? Okay.
it's hard to believe. It's like we were doing the game versus Holland, and that seems to be when Anderson took over the starting role of quarterback. As Kwong getting to the outside. Kwong now starting to rack up the yards. Definitely right close to 180 or so, and you can see the windmill. Blake Crew say, "Let's go!" You know, as he's minute and 31 left.
Yeah, Caden Kwong, no matter what point of the game it is, he just never stops.
Well, I said Enoch Shabamu, Mika Aslanoff, Liam Johnson, Tyler Roberts, and Tanner Graham, that offensive line, stars again here today. They have allowed open the lanes for Kwong and allowed this running game to basically come up with yards, and really was just too much here for the UNB Red Bombers to handle. Minute and 10 left. And you can sort of start to see it on the face there of the Tigers. So we're going to be talking to Ethan Lord here. And we're also going to keep it here for the Moosehead Cup presentation here to the teams. There's a timeout on the field. Take a look at some of the action here. As I said, this is for Kwong. What a game he's had. It's like And it's not been big plays. It's just been sort of like, like maybe about nickel and dime, but just racked up the yards here in this championship game here today.
Yeah, he's just been chipping away all game, and that's what they've been needing. They haven't needed the big plays. They've still been able to put up 25 points. Their defense just been so strong.
Yeah, some housekeeping business. The AFL Championship presented by Scotiabank and Maritime Athletic Profiles, brought to you by Prodigy Sport, Keep It Social, and McCarthy's Roofing. As Kwong this time, and a little push there, and Liam Brown not too happy. And now Tepper's starting to show. Sometimes you just got to hope that, cooler heads prevail late in this game. And unnecessary roughness, so that's going to send the punting unit out here for the Dalhousie Tigers. And Mazur looks to be going to be punting this from his 30-yard line.
No surprise, it'll be Nick Parker back there to return.
Going to be short, and it's going to bounce out of bounds on that Tiger bench. Less than a minute left in the playing career, and a stellar, great career it's been for Jonah Rollins there for the UNB Red Bombers. Not the way he wanted this final game to go, but at least looking for something positive. Dowell the ball carrier, and might have been good for 2. Second down and 8. Was saying about Ella Lord, that's number 85, her. She's a graduating player as well, so she's getting a chance to play late here in this. And what a classy move here by Vince Sturgeon and the UNB Red Bombers to get her into the game. You're going to see probably a lot of the graduating players out here. That was a fantastic story that we had, is that, was just interested in playing.
Ended up coming to 3 practices and then just boom on the team.
Yep, she's from Rothsay, New Brunswick, so 35 seconds left to go.
And you saw her on the last play. She's trying to make some contact there on a block with Julian McCarty.
Yeah. They're going to come to her. Oh, incomplete. I was hoping they were going to come to her, get her a reception in this game. And it's knocked down there by Connor Strample. Boy, he's had a
heck of a night, but he was hoping to even make it even better with an interception. He did have the one before, but another one. So.
So you can see victory formation set up here for the Tigers.
Am I bringing the tripod on the field or going handheld? Do I? Okay. Okay. All right.
They won back-to-back championships, 2021, 2022. Tigers jumping on the bench. They're going to hold on to the ball. They are your AF champions. Dal Tigers.
What an effort from the Tigers, back-to-back championships. In 5 years in a row, this has been the matchup. 4-1, the record now for the Tigers. You can thank Ethan Lord, you can thank Caden Kwong, you can thank Jonas Anderson, you can thank that entire Dalhousie defense, you can thank the entire offensive line. What a performance, top to bottom, by this entire team to win the championship here today.
There it is. The thrill.
Beautiful seeing
the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat as they do the handshakes near midfield. Some guys going out on a winning note with their career and some not.
Yeah, tough loss for some of the New Brunswick players, most notably noted Jonah Rawlines, their quarterback.
So we're going to go down field level. We're going to show the trophy presentation. And we'll also catch up with the man of the day with the big returns, the punt return, and the big 75-yard reception. Ethan Lord, we'll catch up with him. And that's just in a couple of moments. We'll be back here at Wickwire Field in just a couple of moments. You've been watching the AFL Championship presented by Scotiabank on Maritime Athletic Profiles, brought to you by Prodigy Sport, McCarthy's Roofing, and Keep It Social. Back in a bit.
We would like the Dalhousie team to line up around the red on this side, please. The UNB team, we want you to get closer over here, guys. Come on in and line up around the red. Guys, you can move down here. Move down, around the red. Around the red.
No, let's just go on.
That's it. Continue in here. UNB around the red, please.
He's gonna be. He's gonna be in your way. Because they'll present it.
I'd like a little round of applause for both teams on a game well played. And I'm going to hand the microphone over here to our commissioner, Jim McDonald, who has done a great job in his first year as commissioner of the Atlantic Football League. Jim?
Thank you, Rick. What an extraordinary game. It was, thank you for the fans to be here in this weather. And thank you to both teams. It was well fought, well played, and you deserve great recognition. I also want to say coaches and support staff as well. Thank you very much. We've had a terrific year. Captains Dalhousie, come forward.
That's the most important part.
It's my pleasure to present the Moosehead Trophy to the Dalhousie Tigers. Congratulations.
Dude, I got you. I don't know. We're gonna do it quick. Thank you. Although it would be cool to be up there, not at any point. Not be set up the way we are. Hey, let's also, can you do a mic check? I'm gonna call Liam. Just literally stand in front so that you're, like, we can hear the volume. Hey, can you hear Dan when he's talking?
Talking here on the wheel level.
Where you can hit that S button so you can hear him without it disconnecting. Yeah? Okay, so you're not cutting out or anything, so just, if you're there, okay. Thanks. What? What's that? Yeah? No? Can you hear me? Okay, so you're gonna be on this.
Back up.
Back up 2 more steps, both of you.
A little bit more. That's probably, yeah.
And we're back here.
No, I was just telling you you're good where you are. Just 1 second.
And welcome back to Wickwater Field. The Dalhousie Tigers have just won the Moosehead Cup. Of course, we've got Ethan Orr. Congratulations. What's going through your mind?
Oh, you know, I'm happy all the hard work paid off. You know, we didn't win this game today. We've been the hardest working team in this league, and it showed today.
Yeah, you got that nice little punt return. Tell us about that play.
You know, the blocks just set up nice. I tried to head towards the field and then take it up the boundary, and the blocks just set up perfect for me. So it was a great play all around.
Well, I was surrounded by Ethan Savage, so Ethan Greenhorn has a question here for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you also had that long 75-yard catch as well. What was going through your mind taking that one down the sideline?
I kind of saw the guy going to undercut it, so I just kind of stayed late hands to the sideline and then was kind of home free after that.
Now, you were part of the reception of the team cabins to get that Moosehead trophy. Tell us that moment.
It's just awesome, we worked so hard for this, and I don't know, everyone on this team deserved to hold that trophy at some point.
Yeah, talk about the football journey, basically who helped you along the way to have that important moment here today.
Yeah, all my coaches, the coaches from last year, Dre and Zwick, that aren't here anymore, and the coaches from this year, Chapman, and all the guys really just, supported me and pushed me to be better.
Yeah, and I mean, you've been an all-star in previous years now, and being one of the best players in this league, taking another championship win home. How does it feel to be player of the game in a championship game?
It feels great, man. Everybody on this team pushed me to be the best I could be, and that's what happens.
Yeah, well, you had a fantastic performance. Also, talk about the offensive line, how great they've been for you this year.
They've been great. The run game's been huge for us this year, so they're like the root of our offense. Everything runs through them, so we're very, very thankful for everything they can do.
Well, we appreciate you taking time to talk to us. We're going to let you go celebrate with the boys. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Ethan Lloyd, the player of the game there for the Dalhousie Tigers. They come away with the win here for the Moosehead Cup. This is our final game of the year. It's been fantastic working with you. What's been some of the memories that you've had for this season?
It's been a very dominant season for Dalhousie, no question. And we only seen one touchdown scored against them together, so it'll definitely be a season remembered in dominance between Lord and as well with Kwong. So.
Yeah, it's been fantastic working with you. Thanks, Ethan. And hopefully we can do this again next year, buddy. It's been a great season. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Love to do it again.
All right. So for Ethan Greenham and the rest of the Maritime Athletic Profiles crew, my name is Dad Hobson. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage this season. So long from Dalhousie's Wickwire Field. Congratulations to the Dalhousie Tigers. Good night, everybody.